Oh, good morning, guys. What do we? Whoa, this looks a little different, huh? I guess we've. I guess we did some stuff off camera. Look at this. We built this stream here on a stream, just for that little pun where we built these two bridges, and I'd say about half of the stream. We haven't taken it all the way to the river there, and we also haven't done the waterfall. Can't sneak up on me like that. But it's getting to a point where I'm happy with it. I'm a big fan of the stream that's been made. And then we built a path on this side just so we can interconnect it a little bit more. We moved our cows over to a pen over there, a much larger pen. Just because I don't really want a farm there. That feels like a very central residential area, if that makes sense. Just with how surrounded in these hills it is, I feel like we're gonna have like a hole there, a hole there, a hole there, a hole there. And there won't really be room for a farm. Maybe this is an area where there would be a well or a fountain or something versus farms in the middle there. But on top of that, we made a potato farm that's harvested similar to this wheat field with the press of a button. So that's pretty nifty. As well as this cart, little ferry station, and a couple more holes over here, some of which aren't even holes, they're just facades. But that's going to be where I keep my bed once I do the interior. This is the only one that's done, and this is a storage room. I mainly built this because I was getting a little annoyed at having to go up there to get my stuff every time. So I moved my storage down here, and we're going to keep that. I think that the one up there is going to become our enchanting room. Where we'll keep our enchanting table and maybe our brewing stands and stuff. But today we've got to kind of get moving on something here. Because unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess is a better is a better way of looking at it. Mojang has decided to start putting out snapshots for 1.20.1, which means I won't be able to hide behind the little turning experimental features off button anymore as far as the villager trades go. So we're going to have to get a couple of villagers, specifically mending, I would like. Because mending will be locked to swamp villagers in the next update. So there's not a swamp around here. I don't think we're going to go very crazy with the villagers here. I think I'm just going to try to get maybe 2 or 3 librarians. Make one mending. Make one, I think infinity might be a good one to have. But mainly mending is what we're going for. So I'm going to try to get a little, like, tiny, teeny trading hall set up here for mending specifically. And then I think the other thing we're going to try to get done today, and I'm trying not to set too lofty goals because, you know, I can't Minecraft all the time. And especially recording and making videos takes even extra time. But down here, I found a zombie spawner that I just, you know, marked on the surface right here. And I think we're going to build a building over it, as well as the actual farm. I don't know how far we're going to get with that, but I want it to at least be functional by the time this episode goes out. So we're going to get that done, and we're going to get a small villager trading hall done. First things first, let's dig out some room in this mountain for our villager trading hall. All right, so we've got a little area dug out back here. And kind of interesting. It's got, I'm not too happy with the exterior, but honestly, I can change that pretty easily. What's going to be important is getting the interior down and getting these villagers set up so that we can get mending books. So I think the current plan is to have kind of, you walk in and there's a foyer, a little foreroom here where the villagers can't get to, right? They're separated by fences or whatever. But I don't want them to be locked into little cells. Like, I'd like them to actually be able to run around here. We might have to lock them into cells while we're getting their trades, just because if you have multiple villagers and they all see a workstation, they get confused sometimes with whose it is. So, but once we do that, we can kind of lock them into it. So I think I'm gonna try to set up a little bit of an interior there. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. These villagers don't need luxury. They just need a place to live. And like I said, I think honestly, I mentioned 3 librarians. We might only need mending after I looked at the books. Like, unbreaking would be nice to get while we're thinking about it, but also I think mending might be the only thing we need. So maybe this is just the house of one villager. You know, maybe this is just where we keep our mending villager. So I think I'm gonna get onto that now, and we'll make this little mending zone for him. Yeah, I'll be back once I get sort of an interior going here. Alright guys, we've got a little bit of an interior here, and I'm using that berry bush trick again. I tested it in creative. Don't think the villager can get across it. So I think we're gonna go over the village and bring one over. And I think maybe a minecart is the easiest way to do that. So maybe we should dig a tunnel here so that we can actually just do it straight through this hill. Okay. I'm gonna craft up a minecart and some rails. We're gonna do the tedious process of getting a villager. Yeah, get on. Oh, what? Ooh, look at that. Look, it's like a roller coaster. Whee! Come on. You're almost there. Come on. Nice, okay. How many cycles do we think this is gonna take? It's like the opposite of what we want. That's maybe the worst. Come on. The ideal would be if they have a mending Okay, that didn't take any. Oh, I don't have that many emeralds. Oh no, how do I lock it? Do I have 9? Hang on, I need to run. Good. Whew. Okay. Now we just have to find a way to get emeralds. Why are you looking at me like that? What are you doing? Alright guys, I did a little bit more trading and I've got 45 emeralds from those 2 friendly librarians back at the village. So we're gonna go back to Mr. Mending. Menderson? Menderson maybe. Menderson's kind of a good name, right? Frederick Menderson. Yeah, we're gonna go trade with Frederick Menderson and get our first ever mending book here. Oh, look at that. I think that sort of completes task 1 of the day of getting a villager, getting mending specifically. We don't really have a great way of getting emeralds still. But that's less important. You know, if I have to do a little bit of a sugarcane grind and run over to the village, then that's that. But I think now we'll be moving on to task number 2, which is now that we have mending, I think it's time that we start trying to get, you know, our perfect tools rather than just using, you know, a standard work pick or this weird smite 4 sword. I'm not even using sharpness yet, you know? And that's going to take XP. We're going to need to be enchanting and unenchanting and enchanting and adding and combining and doing all kinds of stuff that takes experience. And we don't have a great way of getting that yet. So I think we're going to build this zombie farm up next. We've dug out, first off, we dug out down to the spawner, but then once we're down there, we've dug out a pretty wide area that we can start building the actual spawning space in. And I want to make it look good. I've got moss, and I'm going to kind of try to transition it up to stone, make it look like it's kind of overgrown-ish. And then I think we're going to have the killing area above it, like a glass platform, and have the mobs filter up there. But I saw this giant hole I dug, and I realized, oh, we have to bring water down anyway. So I figured I'm going to try to water bucket clutch this, and I will most likely die. But let's see how this goes. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Yep. All right, take 2. Come on. Oh. All right, the third time. Third time's got to be the charm, right? We've got it this time. We've got it. We've got it. We've got it. We've got it. How do you do this? All right, what is this? Fifth time? Fifth time's the charm. Got this. We've got this. We've got. Look at that! First try. It's definitely the first try. Ignore all the evidence to the contrary. So this is the area I dug out. And it's larger than it needs to be so that we can decorate the walls. And I have it take them down 6 blocks pretty quickly so they're out of the range of spawner limitation, where if there's more than however many mobs it stops spawning. I think that's how many. I might bring it down 1 or 2 more just to be sure. And then I think I'll have the killing chamber up there, and I'll have our platform where we stand like right above it with a glass ceiling. I may have gone overboard and done a little too much without bringing you guys into the loop, but it is done. It's looking pretty good. I like it. I've tried to keep it dark so I wouldn't have to do as much detail, because when it's darker you can't see as much. But yeah, we've got that gradient going from the green up to the stone, and then, you know, we've mixed in a little bit of the mossy up here, and then our ceiling is moss leaves, and I tried to make it look like there's some roots coming down. I think it works pretty well. Any use I have for these mangrove roots I will jump at because they just pile up and I don't know what to do with them. So that's good. We set up a lighting system around so I can flip that off and the zombies will spawn. And I know it's really dark right now, and then they all get funneled over to, come on. Okay, they all get funneled over to a drop chute, and I've had issues where they're dying, and this is not that far of a drop. I want to say this is 19 blocks, but it seems like half of them die, and I really don't know why, because they can't be drowning, right? Because it's a bubble column, so I don't know why half of them seem to die. And it's not even like the ones that land are only 1 heart, you know? Like 2, 3. It took me 3 whole punches to kill that one. So why do half of them die? If anyone in chat can answer me that, I will be so happy because I just don't get it. And it's decreasing the efficiency of this by like 50%. But all it is they're getting pushed into a bubble column. And then from there, they fall down. I don't know where they could be taking damage throughout it. But anyways, we've got it all done, and I think I like it. But at this point, I am going to play the good old game of heads or pails to see what we do next. Because on one hand, we could work on the building above this and get that all done and dusted, rather than just have this kind of be off in the middle of nowhere. But on the other hand, I don't really want to build. I kind of need to, but I don't really want to right now. So I think the other option is that we work on getting better tools. We work on getting like the perfect tool and everything. Since we now have a source of XP and we've got our mending villager, I think that might be something. We just grind out the tools. And either way, you're not going to see the tool grind, because that would be boring as heck, just seeing me sit here going, for so long. So if that happens, we'll just cut and then we will build build the house up there later. But I want to see what I want to do, and I thought this would be a fun way to do it. So I think we're gonna do heads is I get my tools, pails is I build the building. No, okay, we're building. It's only fair. It's only fair. All right. For this building, I think what we're going to try to do is something a little different. This is a very unique building for this village in that it doesn't really have an above ground purpose. The only reason this building is being built is to cover up the entrance to this the spawner. So I think that rather than have this look like, you know, it's not a stables, it's not whatever the heck that's going to be. It's not a farmhouse, you know. Uh, I want to kind of take this in a different direction and use a lot of stone here because there's nowhere that we've used a lot of stone yet in any of our buildings. You know, we've got these stone walls, but all of our buildings are pretty much wood for the most part, and then, you know, calcite, but that's kind of to imitate a plaster more than a stone. So I'm gonna get going on this, and I think we'll try to time lapse it. I think that would be fun. So, could you guys tell what was weird about that time lapse? If you noticed, comment below before I tell you, but I'll reveal the secret. That was my second time making this building. The first time I built it, I tried to time lapse it, but my replay mod did not save the replay. So I ended up tearing this all down today and rebuilding it just so I could get a good time lapse going, just because I really wanted to have that cool time lapse in the video for you guys. So if you noticed that, props to you. There were a couple telltale signs, like the last clip, there wasn't this big wheat field here, this potato field wasn't expanded, but it wasn't that obvious, hopefully. Hopefully it kind of flowed well enough. But since then, I've also gotten all of my tools in order here, except the boots. The boots have not been done. There is one more tool I want to make, and that's a bow. And I think once I make that bow, we're gonna go take it for a test drive and do a raid, just because I think that would be very fun. So I'll come back when I'm all geared up and ready to raid. After a grueling trek across the world, a whole 2,000 blocks plus away, we've made it. There's the pillager outpost. There's a village there. There's a second village there. Which one do we bring death and destruction to? I think probably that one. We need a banner guy, though. Where is one with a banner? You don't have banners. Come on. Should loot this while I'm here. I didn't loot this last time because I didn't have armor. I found this during my village exploration looking for ooh, that's fun. Goat horn. Heck yeah, and I'll take those. Those are fun items. Oh, that's a good one. Awesome. Alright. I'm gonna keep hunting for a banner guy, and then we'll do this raid. Oh, that was so dumb of me, because now I don't get the effect. Wait, no, he dropped XP. Huh? Wait, why didn't I get Bad Omen? Because that was a player kill. Do I actually have to do the final blow? Oh, that's so lame. Okay. We gotta wait around for another one. Captain. Oh, there's a captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Let's go! Oh gosh, are these guys all gonna follow me? How far do they follow me? I've also decided that this village, the one up here, is the one that's gonna be unlucky. Oh my gosh, are they still following? Oh my gosh. Persistent. We're all prepped and ready. Go.
My blade yearns for your blood. I thought you were my ally. They fall like flies before me. The only blood which you will find today is that which spills from your own innards. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Oh no. Well guys, we lost the raid. And I think this only means one thing. Next time we need to get netherite.
And we'll come back stronger than we were to defeat the enemies and save the next village.
Because this one, they're dead. Yeah, anyways. I'm gonna hop on my horse and ride into the sunset like the victorious champion I am. Bye guys. See you next time.